Well, good morning, y'all. This is DP with DJ, and it is Friday, April 17th, 2026. And we have more storms coming today, they say. I have not looked outside yet because, of course, it is dark 30. And I'll wait till sunrise unless bipolar Betty, makes her presence known by sound. But otherwise, going to try to go see my friend Mel today and go by the senior center. Check on how many are signed up, because last time I saw it, I believe there are only 3 spots left. And when I was up there yesterday, one gentleman asked me some questions, and when I answered them, I believe he's going to go ahead and sign up also. And the director did tell me yesterday that there was a young lady that was checking it out and said she was going to had to check her schedule, but she really wanted to take this class. So okay, yeah, this will be another introduction class, and then I'll move on to the Canvas classes. How did I miss that? And my friend got his surprise deliveries from me yesterday, and he's very happy, very stoked. Really loves it, so I'm very happy about that. And my eyes are really playing tricks on me this morning. All right, let's. I thought I had handled this, and now let's see if that's any better. Let's see what else is going on. Well, these storms are really going to determine a lot for our citywide garage sale tomorrow, because if the ground is super saturated, it's going to be a bit challenging to try to set up tables and stuff. So there's that. But they say that they've been predicting we're going to have a worse tornado today than we did a couple days ago. So that's not encouraging, but everyone is prepared for it, of course. I mean, we do live in Missouri. It is a lot of tornadoes come through here in Missouri. At least in the areas I've lived, Kansas City and surrounding areas. It's a normal around here this time of year. I remember when I lived in Harrisonville, we've had a microburst go through there, and that's a very interesting thing to see. Microbursts are just very weird. I remember visiting my friends in Phoenix, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, and going through a haboob. Now that's a very different thing, because that's like a rainstorm and sandstorm at the same time. It's very different. And to see the trees and water, there was a waterfall display like at an intersection, and the water, instead of falling straight down, was going straight sideways. It was so weird, and so were the trees. Yeah, it was just really interesting to me. Something I'd never been through, but those winds are very, very strong. Not as strong as a tornado, but boy, very close. But anyway, I digress. We do have a lot of our diamond painting family that need prayers, folks. A lot. A very, very, very many of us. So, just be kind to everybody and keep everyone in your thoughts and prayers. And, you just never know what others are going through. So the good rule of thumb, just always be kind. I'm so glad he really liked everything I sent. He's so excited. But it gives him, a better setup for diamond painting. And I'm really happy that he liked it. And I also sent him a pen just like this one with all the tips, so he would have some choices. And they're metal tips, so he doesn't have to use that pink pen anymore. And that was getting, I guess, difficult for him to use. So, and I didn't know that until he got the pink or the blue swirl pen. And so I'm glad, we need to spread our kindness to folks, because everyone deserves it. Let's see, what else? I just don't know how well the citywide garage sale is going to go, depending on the weather. I really need to get some of this stuff sold and out of my way. I really want to, one day I would really like to see my living room. That would be great, but you need to stop picking up extra drills. So we need to, I feel that. There we go. Let's see, what else is going on? I need to start planning more thoughts on the class. Not the one coming up, but the next one, because I am, very close to having everything put together for that class. I just have to do a little bit more prep work on the kits and stuff, and then it's all ready to go. But And again, she, as you know, she said something to me when we had our little meeting yesterday about people are wanting, this, to have these classes every week. And I'm like, I just, honestly, I cannot afford that. I mean, that's, would be 40 or 50 canvases and setups a month. And I just don't have the funds to do that. Even with donations, I still have to spend money out of my pocket, and being on such a limited income, I can only do so much. I can't supply light boards, and I can't supply storage containers, for everyone, for every person, every kit, it's just not possible. And I need to take some of the different types of storage to the Canvas class, to show them different types of storage. So I just have a little prep work and things to think about, for that class. Because obviously if we're getting to the Canvas class, we've had a couple of introduction classes, so they may have a real interest in this art, in this hobby. So I'll show them, some of the accessories available to them. But I really don't want to encourage them to run out and buy a bunch of accessories, not because this is not for everybody. I mean, this hobby is not for everyone, and we all know that. I've had a few that have tried it, and it's just too tedious for them. And for me, that's what sucked me in, is it would slow my brain down off of other things, and I could focus. But for them, it was just too much. And that's okay, because it is not for everyone. Just like crocheting isn't for everyone, and knitting isn't for everyone, and cross stitch isn't for everyone. We all have our different interests, and that's a good thing, right? And I just love it that, in our diamond painting family here, we all have, many interests, and we share them with each other. And it's, because I do adult coloring. I mean, I've painted rocks. I mean, I've had a few hobbies over the years. Gardening, definite hobby. But in an apartment, it's a little difficult to do that. So I really miss it too. That I loved gardening, flower gardening, because I can't grow vegetables worth a darn. But I tried and tried and tried, but God showed me where my strengths were on my gardening skills. So that's fine. You don't have to be perfect at everything you do, right? You just need to keep on trying, things. And well, if we didn't, we all would have never learned diamond painting, right? I am glad I tried it. Man, I have fallen in love with it. It's a wonderful hobby for me. And I have met some of the best people through this hobby. I mean, it's wonderful, loving, caring, kind, you know, uh, people with wonderful hearts. Never in a million years would I have thought I could find such a great community online, because I haven't always had the best experience in groups online. So this has been a very wonderful welcome change to that. And I'm glad that I did it. And, timing is everything. God steers you into things, and I'm really glad He steered me to this community. And by the way, Diamonds by Tita, I know I wasn't feeling well on your live last night, but this JZQ canvas makes me think of, Carrie Sparkles, DP in the Dakotas, and you, because it is a country snowman, and it is JZQ. And whenever I ordered it, it reminded me of you, is why I got it. But since then, now it also reminds me of Carrie, because it is a JZQ. And I did order this before she passed away. I mean, she's the whole reason that I fell in love with JZQ in the first place. I would have never known about them had it not been for her. And now every time I do a JZQ or I shop for canvases, I'm thinking about Carrie. I want to keep her memory alive as well. And, I hope JZQ never closes, because they are instantly make me think of Carrie. Instantly. And I think about her from, time to time throughout our days, when someone's doing a live or talking. Sometimes it's just someone's laugh that reminds me of Carrie. And, keep Julia in your prayers, because Julia is really sick. So, Timmy wasn't with her when she was at the hospital, but her dad was. Timmy had to work, so I'm just glad that at least her dad was with her. So, I know the last video I watched of hers, you could clearly tell she was not feeling well at all. And, I wondered what was going on with her. Well, now we know. And Kathy's Diamond Delights and Halls updated us last night on Diamonds by Tita's live, what was, going on with Julia. So, and Lisa from Oki's Diamonds, and she has some health issues going on. We need to keep her in our prayers. There's just so many I cannot remember. I'm going to have to start writing them down, because there are just so many names. Cindy Cook. she needs some prayers. It's just quite a few, folks, quite a few. Well, I have been rambling for 20 minutes, really? Okay, well, I'd really like to know what the weather's doing, but it's still way too early to tell what it's going to do today or when it's going to do it. That's the other thing, because I have a lot of things I need to get done. Not early morning, I guess mid-morning is a better way to say it, mid-morning. So, and I'd like to be able to get those done without fighting, the weather. I mean, if I have to, I'll have to, but I'd prefer not to. But as always, everyone just be kind. That is so important. If you want to see a change in the world, be the change you want to see. We need to lead by example. And let's just show folks how it's done. And, they've got viruses that spread. Well, let's spread this virus around to everybody we can think of. Everybody needs to catch the kindness virus. So, with that, I hope you all have a marvelous Friday. If you are in the path of storms, please stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Prayers for those that need them. And everybody have a wonderful day. And y'all come back now, you hear?